Hey, it's Jocelyn here with Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood, and I am looking forward to recording this episode. So I have had an idea for this episode, and the hard thing though, and I'll give you this little tidbit about recording podcasts, can be picking a name for a podcast. You kind of want to think of a name that people will want to click on, but also describes what you're talking about. And this one I had a hard time, and actually, as I'm recording, it still does not have a name. Maybe by the end, and definitely by the time you're listening to this, it will have a name. But that's a little tidbit about recording podcasts. Is picking the name is not always as easy as it may seem. Nonetheless, I am grateful that you are joining me today and to jump into this topic about evidences and choosing to find the good, especially during this holiday season where it can be weighty of how much we feel like we're not able to get done. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. She could feel the overwhelm begin to creep in, but she wanted to push it away. She felt the need to finish the family calendar that she did for her mom every year, the need to get her kids' Christmas presents lined out and bought, an idea for her husband, the Christmas cards that she hadn't even started on yet, and wanted to do but didn't know if she could have the time or the energy to get to it. She felt the need to have good ministering gifts, good neighbor gifts, and to be bright and cheery all the while. But it was feeling like a lot. And to add on top of it all, the baby didn't sleep good. Her toddler created a mess in the front room, and she still hadn't done last night's dishes. She sighed with a deep sigh. How am I ever going to get to it all? This is really tough, and I just can't do it. I can't do the things I want to, and it's too much. She decided to sit down and take a breather, which she clearly needed, but this also added to her guilt because she could be doing so many things instead of sitting and relaxing on the couch. Motherhood is hard, ran through her conscious mind, and she didn't know how she was going to get everything done this Christmas season. If you are a mom, you know that Christmas comes with a lot. There is a lot to do with Christmas. There are family parties, there are parties to take food to, there are parties to plan. There's Christmas cards, Christmas gifts, delivering Christmas gifts, coming up with those Christmas gifts, and dealing with the normalities of mom life in between all of that. It can be a fairly hard and stressful time if we are not careful. That's why today I wanted to focus on evidences, and I wanted to have you focus on evidences of the good that you're doing. Because there is way more good that you are doing than that you're not doing, or things that you're not doing. As humans and mothers, women, we tend to dwell on the things that we are not doing, of the things we can't get to, and the things that seem to fall by the wayside because we just didn't have time or energy. And that's not what I want you to focus on. I want you to practice turning your mind to the evidences of things that you are doing. Our brain and our minds love to look for evidences. So if they can find, and as I already said, naturally they look for the negative evidences. But with intentionality, we can train our brain to look for the positive evidences. This is going to help in a lot of ways. First of all, it will help shift your mindset to notice the good that you do, and it builds confidence as you notice the good that you do. If we are dwelling on all of the things that we are not doing, we begin to feel sad, we begin to feel depressed, we begin to feel anxious, we begin to feel stressed, frustrated, annoyed. But if instead we start with intentionality, and it does take some consistency, it's not a once and done thing, but as we do this with intentionality to notice the things that we are doing, it will, like I said, strengthen our confidence, help us in our daily lives, and actually make us happier. And as a mom, there is more good that you are doing for you, your family, and your children than there is bad. So let's practice for a minute. Maybe I'll just run through a few of mine with you today, and I want you to do this for yourself. If you're having a moment where you're like, man, I am just on the struggle bus, I want you to turn your mind to 5 things, 5 evidences that you have done. Okay? So I'm going to list the negative first, and then I'm going to list the positive. And these are things that I am dealing with right now. So 5 things that I feel guilty about not doing or haven't done. The first is a calendar for my mom. I haven't even started it, and I like to get the calendar done on Black Friday or before Black Friday because then I can get it on a discount. But I'm only 4 days away from Black Friday, so that's weighing pretty heavy. I haven't even bought a single gift for my kids for Christmas, and December is coming up. Those have to be shipped, they have to be thought out of what I want to get, and it is not done at all. My kitchen is a disaster. A weekend tornado hit it, and I haven't even thought to clean it up, and dinner time is coming up real soon. Oh, I'm trying to laugh so I don't cry. So those are a few of the negative things that are like, Jocelyn, you're not doing very good at your life right now. Why didn't you think about your mom's calendar a month ago? Why haven't you bought a couple of gifts? Because that's adding to your list. Why haven't you done these things? That's kind of what can tend to go on in my mind if I don't choose with an intentionality to dwell on the evidences of things that I am doing. So now I'm going to give you some things that I have done today, and some good evidences that I'm a good person, that I'm a good mom who is doing good things. And I apologize for that little banging in the background. That is our washer. It's wash day, and I have to get it done because I already forgot to change the clothes from the dryer once. Oh, there's you a negative. I left the clothes in there for 2 or 3 hours, which, oops. Anyway, so it's got to be done. So that's the little banging in the background if you're curious what that is. So some good things that I have done today is I did start the laundry, and I did get a couple loads done before I forgot about switching it over. And when you do this, you're not supposed to say it with sarcasm like I am. You probably should say it with sincerity. So let me see if I can find some things that I have done and say it with sincerity. I helped my children do their schoolwork today, and it actually flowed really well. I helped my children get breakfast, and I helped them get lunch, and I took my husband lunch, and I did some of his paperwork for him. What else is good that has happened today? Oh, I took the kids to the library and they picked up some books, and I actually even rented 2 movies that they will be able to watch over the holidays, which I don't normally do. So I'm doing some good things. So think of some good evidences, some good things that you have done. Sometimes they're super basic. I read my kid a book, or I got my kid some breakfast, or I changed my baby's diaper. Those are all good things that benefit you and your children. And let yourself be happy about those evidences and those good things that you are doing. You have to give yourself permission to notice the good. Otherwise, you're going to notice all the bad and you'll get stuck. And during this holiday season, I don't want you to get stuck, because often when we get stuck, that can lead to some of those feelings of frustration that we don't want to feel, and those feelings of annoyance, and then we're not the person that we want to be during the holidays. And then maybe our kids will be like, "Ugh, I don't love the holidays. Mom hated them growing up. She was always stressed and frazzled and frustrated." That's not who we want. We want to be the mom and the person that enjoys the holidays and isn't so frazzled. And I think one simple way to do this, aside from other things that I've talked about that can help during the holidays, actually last week's episode, if you need more on this, talks more about like physical things you can do. This week is more of a mindset shifting exercise. So as you shift your mindset to notice the things that you are doing during this holiday season versus the things that you're not, it will be happier, you will build confidence, and you will enjoy your Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's a lot more. I'm really sorry I said those out of order. I should have said Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. There you go for anyone OCD listening. Anyways, I know you can do this, Mama. I know you can make these simple mindset shifts to become who you desire to be for you and your children and your family. And it's through doing the simple things, like noticing the good that you're doing instead of the things that you're not doing. Look for those evidences. Build them up in your mind with intentionality. I'm rooting for you. Thank you for sharing this podcast. Thank you more, though, for implementing what you learn into your life. You are amazing. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.